Hi and welcome everyone to day 5. Today we're going to talk about the fifth story of 25 stories that I would tell my younger self. And today it's December 5th, so obviously it's the fifth story. And it's a really, really fun story because if you have read the book, you know today's story is about the so-called sandwich story. And in the sandwich story, I share about how I started my first business that was in school. It was really successful and we made really a lot of money. But eventually, it almost got us kicked out of school because, obviously, it was not allowed for us to compete with the school cafeteria. And if you read the story, then you know this was the key to our success. Pickles, because with our pickles we had a very, very high success rate for people buying our sandwiches, and that was our breakthrough. But so today I want to talk about three really important lessons, and actually I want to talk today about the three skills that anyone starting a business has to acquire. And it was three skills that I learned from my first business. And you have to understand, I got this at the age of 12. And I mean, these three things, they can be, you need them even when you start a grown-up business. So you need them all the time. So let's walk them through. Well, the first thing when you start your own business is you have to be hardworking. Of course, this is absolutely a no-brainer. And for us, this meant, if you read the book, that me and my friend Peter, we got up an hour earlier just to go into the supermarket, buy all the raw ingredients to fix the sandwiches. At school, we had to study. At the same time, we had to fix the sandwiches. We had to deal with the other students. We had to bargain. We had to hustle. And it was really a lot of work. Now, you need to understand, other kids, they went outside. They played a bit of football, a bit of soccer. And Peter and I, we had to fix those sandwiches and we really had to get stuff going. So that was, you really have to be hardworking. And this is how you have to start a business, right? This is really important. The second key lesson is that you need to work with really great people. And I did that. So I had a great business partner who was extremely awesome when it came to working together with him on building this business and scaling that. And he was also hardworking. So it was really, really great to do it together with him. And then once we had our first employees, if you want to call it, they were people that were also in the school. They were really just as great. So they helped us and they wanted to feel as if they were part of the company. So what you can take away from this is you have to, first of all, be the hardest working person in the room if you want to build a business. That's so important. That was when I was 12 years old, and it is the same thing today. The second thing, if you want your product to be great, your company to be great, your team to be great, you have to have freaking awesome people around you. Get rid of people that are not A-class, because if you put one bad apple in a group of good apples, over time, the group of good apples will become bad as well. And in your team, in your company, this is exactly going to be the same case. And the third and really important lesson that I took away from that time when I was 12 years old and we started our sandwich business was you need to learn to raise money. You need to learn to convince other people to buy into your idea. For us, this meant we had to convince customers, our students, our friends, the day before that they would prepay the sandwiches for the next day. And they had to do this even though they didn't know that we could deliver. This is really important. So you have to learn to convince people to buy into you. And this is a key product because let's say you want to sell an app. Let's say you want to make an e-commerce product and you want to sell this. Let's say you want to have whatever it is, right? If it's a physical product or a digital product, you need to have people to buy into your vision. If you look for investors, it's the same key principle. And here it comes down to a couple of points that I would love to point out to you. Well, first of all, I explained to people how we're going to do our business. And I walked them through some basic numbers. So I told them what's the sandwich is going to cost, how we're going to sell it them, what are we going to do with their money that they prepay to us. So I basically didn't give them all the details so they could have copied us. I didn't want that to happen. But on the other hand, I did give them enough insight so that they could understand and follow the principles that I was trying to lay out to them. So this is really important because some of you sit there and you don't want to give away any details because you're so worried that other people start copying you. Well, guess what? If you don't give people the exact recipe on how to do something, and I'm talking about the amounts plus the exact details plus and so on, people will have a very hard time and probably don't even care about copying you. So don't be worried about this. But if you don't give away enough, what's going to happen is people are not going to give you the money. They don't buy a product up front. They don't pre-order. Or you don't have investors trusting in you because they don't understand the business model. So I learned that at an age of 12 that I had to lay out enough so people would buy in, but at the same time, not as much that they could start copying it. The next thing was I delivered on my promise, and I always made sure that people got a very great deal if they believed in me. And so that is really important. Always over-deliver and under-promise. For us, this meant we always sold the sandwiches for 99 cents if they pre-ordered. And we never went up with that price. We always made the sandwiches better than the people were expecting them to be. And even though at some point we added extra pickles, for example, I mean, this sounds really ridiculous, right? I mean, we're talking about sandwiches here, but you need to understand we're talking about a 12-year-old business, like when I was 12 years old. Well, I always over-delivered. And in your company, in your product, whatever you're doing right now, this should be your ground value. Now, I hope you don't have the same fate as we had, because we were running for a couple of weeks and then we got shut down. I mean, at the end, it was really profitable and it was a lot of fun, but well, it was not long lasting. Anyways, it was great, and I hope you had a good fun reading the story, watching this video. And well, if you like those things, we do them once a day for the next another 20 days, basically until the 25th. So we already did 4. This is the 5th today. And every day we talk about one of the stories. If you want to get updated on that, simply sign up for our newsletter. So head over to 25stories.org. Just fill in your email address and I'll send you an email with a quick reminder when the next one is out, tomorrow, the day after, and so on. And come on, if you feel like this is too much, you can always unsubscribe. So I think fair enough. And also, we have a wonderful Facebook page. So head over on Facebook and get connected with us there. I would really love that. Of course, you can follow us on YouTube and you will get all the videos anyways. And so with this, guys, enjoy what we call in Austria Krampus Day. Krampus Day is, if you were not good this year, the Krampus is going to come. He's going to give you a small beating. So enjoy Krampus Day and talk to you tomorrow for story 6. Cheers, guys.